All right, guys. Hey, it's Friday again. And of course, we're back with another
episode of Fly High
Fridays, where them girls be
squawking.
And I'm just thankful we did skip a week.
Yeah.
Guess what? We are back after 2 weeks. I hope y'all missed us. And I'm actually thankful for that Friday off, because when I say, you
never really know when you're needing rest until you actually stop and take a rest. And then you're just like, dang, that was a lot more. I needed that, actually. Or I needed that time.
And it brings me more to even talk about, and it just made me miss y'all even more and just want to say what I need to say today. So I hope you listening, and I hope this helps you. But as far as these 2 weeks go, it was like long, very long.
2 weeks.
A lot of
14 days
events happened, right? If you didn't know, I am a very busy person. Sorry, I got my Michael Jackson curl right here. But listen, I am a very busy person. I know that. People who know me know that. And not only have I been keeping myself busy, but I've been very much in my feels, very much just feeling things and just staying quiet. I haven't really just been talking much, actually. And so that's why I say, I'm ready to get it out, and just talk to my family and just, this is what we're here for. This is what my platform is for me to just be accountable of just my self-development and just of just life and what we experiencing and everything like that, and just keeping the record of it is just like, whoo, and being able to just talk about it, talk about your feels, right? And get them out, not only to, the man above, but be able to have a community of human beings, that could relate, right?
Yeah.
How was your 2 weeks?
Our 2 weeks were, it started off a little rocky, started off a little stormy. I made it to Baltimore last week, was able to compete, met a lot of dope and amazing poets, heard a lot of dope poetry, definitely came back inspired, and with that fire relit. So, so that was the first week. Like I said, it was a little rocky to even get there, but I was able to take the time to step back and really see God's hand in my life. And when I do take that leap of faith, no matter how small or big it is, God is always constantly moving. And me going out to Baltimore and dealing with my little storm, it's like I was competing within the competition. Well, not competing, but I was dealing with a storm in that competition, and just wanted to be out there and shine and be my most authentic self. And I felt like I did that, on top of being able to see God really move in my life, and he just showed me how I gotta just sit back and pay attention to them boats that he be sending for you, right? And then this week was really I'm gonna say chill. I'm gonna say at first it was very boring, I'm gonna say, because it's just like, well, what do I do now, because WOWPS is over, right? But it was like taking that time out to be thankful for the rest and the time to rest, and then allowing God to guide me to what my next steps are and what it is that I'm doing next, so it can just clear up better for me. So this week was resting, but yet struggling because it's like I needed to rest, but I was still trying to do stuff, and it's just like, you know what, just chill, take your time, do each thing at a time, and just be thankful in the moment and in the day.
Yeah, being grateful, coming back to, just being grateful for where you are is what puts us back in our present moment, put you right here. And that way, you can just focus on what you need to focus on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And So what I really wanted to talk about today is the first secret for success and inner peace. I'm not gonna do the whole entire thing because if I'm being honest, I've been working on number one, consistently committed everything with number one, and so now I am officially ready to talk about this one here, which is from Dr. Wayne W. Dyer, when he says, again, the book, this is a book, because that's what I put, I guess this is a book, but I got it from an audio, but it says the 10 secrets for success and inner peace. The very first one is have a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing. So that I'm always open to someone's point of view. Believing no idea or thought is impossible. I'm never looking for anything to be offended by. And I want to stop there because I actually made a post on my main social down below. I reposted a post today that a pastor spoke about on that specifically and in great detail, which, you know, put my mind in a whole nother perspective and brought me awareness to just a whole nother outlook of when you are never looking to be offended by anything. You hear me? And when he put it in there, when he spoke, that pastor, he basically was just telling us sometimes you're gonna, when we at those high vibrationals that we talk about all the time, mm-hmm. when you're constantly in that, again, you don't get offended, right? We actually, when you're up here, right? When you're up here, you're high vibrational. And when you're up here, when something is being said that might have actually was supposed to be offensive, you're so above it. Yeah. You're so above that mm-hmm. that you don't even recognize.
It's a great feeling. You be like, you see what I'm saying?
That's where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to be, and that's not even talking about becoming aware of it. It's the fact that I'm so at a high vibrational, I don't even notice it. I don't even notice it because because I know we take that, a lot of people take that reference or that statement like, I feel like kind of like it's a bad thing when we say, oh, I'm above that. You know, it sounds a little cocky, right? Mm-hmm. But to be honest,
know yourself.
When you become aware of that phrase in a different perspective,
yeah.
That's what, because at first I didn't want to say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, to me that's offensive.
It sounds, sounds like you need to be humbled.
Right.
Like, but that's not a place to be. If you know what you've gone through, if you've been learning your lessons, okay, let's step into that. You have become. You are no longer like, oh, I'm still learning. No, you have, at this level, you've become, you know. So, it's okay.
So, yeah, it's definitely okay to be aware of and say, if you need to, I'm above that.
I'm above that, actually. That's not my business. That's what I start to say. That's not my business.
Right.
That ain't even my business. I'm going to go over here.
So, I should, and then he also says, I should be asking myself what a interesting point of view. So anytime somebody say anything, you know, I should be so open, mm-hmm. right? If I'm saying I want to have an open mind to everything, and attached to nothing. Anytime somebody is speaking their thoughts, anytime somebody is speaking to you, right? You want to have this source of, that's an interesting point of view, mm-hmm. right? And this is when we put into place the TEAR mindset, which is going to be when we get to that A, TEAR, TEAR. When we get to that A is the actions, because it's thoughts, emotions, and when we get to those actions, we are now being able to kind of easily whether accept or reject that idea that they were talking about, right? Some people just need to vent. Some people just need to talk it out, you know, because we know within us what we need to do. And I feel like when you have a conversation with somebody, a lot of times they're not even asking for your advice. They're just needing to talk it out and actually realize from there that I know what I need to do. I've been knowing what I need to do all along. I just needed to say it aloud.
Sometimes you just need to talk, because it's like, I think it goes back to even like you talking to yourself.
Self-talk, yes.
Just have an actual conversation. Talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Just how you do another person. And I think it'll bring you to that.
Correct. That's a good point of view.
Like I remember you telling me before, it's all in the reps.
Yeah.
So if you're repping more and talking in the conversation, having an actual conversation with yourself, fully engaging like you would another person, it'll get you exactly in my bag. Because I'm sitting here thinking about a time I'm just like, you know what? Yeah. Because it sometimes we think we need the other person. Because I be thinking when somebody comes and tell me anything, and I'm glad she's talking about this. When somebody come and tell me something, I'm thinking automatically they need my advice. They need my help because that's me. I'm the savior. I gotta come help you. You're coming to me because you need help, right? No, that's not the case. Sometimes she just needs to. She already got it, and that's something I gotta keep reminding myself. She got it. She got it. She just needs someone to sit here and listen, so she can talk it out, and then come to her conclusion. Yeah. I've
always told Jazz that I thank God for her because I needed a tangible. I've asked God for a tangible, which means I needed somebody physically to talk to about my personal thoughts and my feelings, and with my trust, you know, I don't trust everybody, right? And we don't need to be trusting everybody. Right. And so I would, you know, I will spill on a stranger before I spill on anybody else, because at least I know who they gonna tell my business to, you know. And that was just me, right? But it's just like when you and then when you get into a conversation with somebody and y'all are at that point, or even like I say, it might not be a conversation, they might need to just vent it out, right? And when you're in this situation, you always just want to keep a mind of what an interesting point of view, right? And start to be aware and pay attention if they're even asking you anything. Sometimes
actively listen to them. Actively. Don't be sitting here just sitting there while they talking. Sometimes it's cool, but actually listen to them, because they may be missing something, and then they may come to something and want to ask you. Yeah. So it's good if you're actually listening to them.
Nah, for real.
But then again, make sure you're in a good space yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's always really good, because sometimes you may not be in the right space mentally. Correct. And you can't handle all that right now. You're going to let them know. Be upfront with them. I can't actively listen to you and really give you what you need right now.
Yeah.
Let's hold off or something. But we got to get to that point, and we'll get there. Exactly. Like we always get there, and it's just being patient and getting those reps.
Exactly. Because that's of course would be a hard conversation.
It would.
It would be hard to be like, oh, I mean,
I know you need something, but I can't. But I'm just saying, because sometimes
because at the end of the day, if we're being honest, right? If that person is being honest, because I'm just thinking about if that was me in that person's shoes, me trying to go to somebody and be like, hey, I need your ear. You know, I need your ear right now. And then you just start going, and then they like, listen, I can't, I'm not even here with you right now.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Being honest. Because then you're going to come, it'd be one thing, if you come and be like, I just need an ear. You ain't got to tell me nothing. I just need an ear. You ain't got to really listen. Just let me talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's different.
Right? That is different, right?
But that's a form of communication.
We got to be communicating, y'all. We don't know where people are at, and we shouldn't just assume, but at the same time, it's like,
yeah.
Because I've been there, and people will ask me, so what do you think? And I'll be like, oh, what did you say? And that's just as rude. That's just rude.
And that right there, you done wasted these people's time. And don't do that. Don't do it. Try not to do
now they
that.
gonna think you don't care. And it's like, it's not even that. I'm just going through my own thing. And I should have probably told you, hey, I'm not in a good space mentally right now. Can we
hold off?
I'm gonna call you right back. Give me an hour. Let me clear.
Right.
Something. You know. But we gotta start doing that for ourselves, and then just talking more. We don't have to just, like I said, just communication, man. Yeah. So I'm learning different ways that we can do it. Hey, I just need an ear. You ain't gotta be physical. Yeah. Your mind ain't gotta be there. I just need you to listen. Just sit there. I just need an actual body.
Right.
Actually, I used to have a friend like that, to where she we didn't have to be doing the same thing. She just enjoyed another body being in her space. That was it. Every now and then, just to talk, maybe to talk about something, but she just enjoyed. Just some people just need that. Just be a body. Just be there. But I say that to know yourself. Know what you can be there for. Are you going to be able to actually be there or not?
And that's a whole nother conversation.
Look, it just gets, there's levels.
Yeah.
There's levels to it. Okay.
Yeah. And something else he said was, he talked about placebo. I had never heard that word. I mean, I heard the word, but I didn't know what it meant. But he says it's a convincing belief. A convincing belief. Progress is impossible if you always do things the way you've always done them. Oh, sorry. That was something. That's the next sentence. Sorry. Placebo is just that. A convincing belief. That's what placebo is.
So you think about like a placebo little pill. They give you a Skittle saying, hey, this is going to cure this. And if you believe it, because you don't know anything different.
There we go.
You take it.
And I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know that was the word for that.
Yeah.
Right. And so he put that in place, basically. I wrote that down because he was saying that that's really all it takes in a conversation to get your point across, to get a point of view. If you're having trouble with getting your point across, right, and sharing your point of view, you want to just practice basically placebo. Which is a convincing belief, and that was a perfect example. So
because where I got it from, that's how I know what placebo is.
Right there. Yeah, perfect example. We're gonna leave it right there. So if you're trying to convince somebody, basically, if you're trying to, when you're talking to somebody and you're trying to convince them of a particular thing, all you gotta do is edify so good that they believe it. You gotta present it so well.
They basically think about like a poem. Like when you're reciting a poem, people don't know. Nobody else know the poem. There's some people who may know the poem, but it's like, say if you mess up or whatever, you can really just keep going it and really freestyle it.
Exactly.
As long as you just kind of know how to perform, you get it out there. Improvise. Thank you. Mm-hmm. If you know how to improvise, which most
and I feel like that's what that is.
Yeah, it's just
also. Yeah.
I like that. Yes.
Now that's a whole nother conversation too.
Look,
a convincing belief. Like I'm like, listen, are we manipulating people here?
Right. It's a thin line.
But I understood it when Dr. Dyer, how he said it in his audio. It's an audio that you can listen to actually. 10 Secrets for Success and Inner Peace audio. Now let me continue. Progress is impossible if you always do things the way you've always done them. Mm-hmm. Okay. Another perception of what we've been saying. Change what you're doing, so the things that you're doing will change. Right. A test for relationships. I'm single. Jazz is single, but a test for relationships. Anybody who's out there that's booed up, right? Number one, I am not. This is to you and your spouse. I'm not really attached to you at all. I'm nearly deluding myself to believe without you, I will not be happy. I leave you free to be yourself. So anybody who's in a relationship, that's as simple as that. You need to allow your partner to be themselves and to be able to express their thoughts, express their feelings, and be 100% themselves without you coming in with your closed hand and not allowing them to be who they want to be, right? Because you could be who you want to be, but if your spouse is doing this to you, which is a closed hand, meaning closed to your thoughts, closed to your ideas, closed to whatever you got going on, but they want to be around you for whatever reason. They want to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You need to pay attention to that. That's unhealthy. You know why? Because you're going to constantly struggle with this situation in your relationship until they decide to change, until they decide to
open up.
Finally open up.
Open up. Open your mind. Open your heart. Open up. Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? and when and that's it for today on that, which is have a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing. I've been working on this. I wrote this down in January the 20th. And I've been working on this. And when I say God has, man, he's been moving. Okay, when I finally opened up my hand, because my mama, me and my mama, we had just had a 3-hour conversation just the other day, and she had to bring it back to my awareness that she is so proud of me because I'm finally accepting change. Right? Because your girl just did not like change. Like, I don't like change and shit. Like, leave me be. Like, leave me here. I'm comfortable, right? I'm comfortable. Leave me here. That was me, okay? And when I say that this was me, right? And when I started, you know, it's like
little by little,
you know,
you open it up. The guy's like, we gonna get you open. We gonna pry you open. Just
nah, for real. And it's
bit.
Because, you know, when a woman fed up, you know, when we tired of repeating the 5th grade, you know, over and over again, you know, you really start to sit down with yourself and be honest with yourself and really talk through things with yourself. I'm not talking about with nobody else. I'm talking about with you and your source. When you really start to sit there and you deal with yourself and you sit there and you analyze and become aware, staying present, I think is the hardest thing that people can't seem to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it was me. That's what I'm saying. Is, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, we either too far in the past or too far in the future. You know,
we just need to be right here. Right here.
We gotta come right back here. We gotta start enjoying here.
Now. Here. Today.
Like literally.
This
and
moment.
that's where God is.
Exactly.
God is right here. And so when I realized that, I'm telling you, every moment.
Because he want to be a part of your every moment, every second. And I had to start realizing that, because I'm like, I was talking to my mom about that. It's like, he wants to be in every bit. Okay, we keep trying to, no. Open up. Just open up fully. Let me show you for real, though, that it ain't even nothing what you thought before. Okay. Let me show you. Let me blow your mind. And when I say he's been blowing our minds, just have to open up a little bit.
Nah, for real.
Just have to open up a little bit. Not even a little bit, girl. We full open. We feel like hands open.
For real. For real.
Learning how to
speak. It's because of awareness. It's because of awareness. And I want to leave you with this, because this is going to be the title, actually. But it's because of God's glory. Everything that we do is because of God's glory. And when you understand that fully,
your walk in life would be just a lot easier. Just you'll align.
You will be at bliss. You will be at bliss. And I'm not talking about because we got to stop worrying about what our bank account looking like. We got to stop worrying about what things ain't looking like. We got to start really just putting our focus on understanding that it's because of God's glory we are where we are.
Yep.
And we have to be grateful. I said it in the beginning. Yep. We have to be grateful for where we are and what we have. And remember to always be
you,
resilient
and driven
every single day of your life, and remain guided by love. And where's my notes? Remain,
you had it memorized.
Remain guided by love. It's been 2 weeks
off. You're right. My bad.
Always. Did I say? Yeah. Remember to always be guided by love and show gratitude every day. Saying that again, because man, Gratitude.
Forgetting. Whenever you start to feel a little down and up, just real quick, think of something you're thankful for. Come on, look around, look down. Something. Step outside. Something.
Steve Harvey said it best. Just start thanking God. If you can see,
Ooh, thank you.
If you got
we got something
somewhere to lay your head, water, food.
Phones. We can talk. We can record. We can talk to y'all.
I mean, it's so much, and we skip over the little things a lot, and we shouldn't. We shouldn't. Don't forget to follow us if you're not following us on our main socials down below, and also, if you're still watching this, I also want to leave you with these little quotes here for the week. Not only because it's God's glory, but remember, what we receive in life is not what we need, but it's what we deserve. And when we're searching within self, you will find it. And when we ask, we will get an answer. Okay? And as long as you believe that and understand what I just said in fully,
again, levels to the understanding.
Okay? You will get everything that your little heart desire. I'm telling you. And until next Friday, I shall pray that you have a beautiful week, and keep these things, on your mind during the week, just to keep you going, and never forget about yourself, right? Never forget about yourself, okay?
'Cause you're here for a reason.
It's within us. You're here for a reason, and everything that we need is within us. Period.
Period, Pooh.
Is that long enough?
I hope so.
All right. Bye, guys.
See y'all next Friday.
See you next Friday.